What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So on today's Adventures of Kenny, we are going to install a snow performance water meth kit on the C10. So this particular water meth kit I got is I guess it's the 2.5 boost kit. I got the additional nozzle with the solenoid. So pretty much how this one should go is I'm using a number 6 nozzle for the main part of it, and then for a higher boost, it'll kick in for the number 4 nozzle that gets activated off a solenoid. So I'm gonna try to make this video probably gonna be 2 parts. I'm hoping it doesn't go into 3, mainly because for me, I'm going to run this kit to where it is controlled by the Holley terminator. So what I'm gonna have happen is if I'm more than 50% on E85, then it should turn the kit completely off. Because for me, the only reason why I'm running the meth kit is because we only get 91 where I'm at, and it's like a 30 to 45 minute drive just for me to get true E85. So in my personal experience, I don't believe the water meth really helps when you're already on E85. And one of the reasons why I wanted the water meth too is because it does the cooling aspect of it. The intercooler on this truck, to me, is kind of small. It's rated for 600 to 800 horsepower, but I don't believe it's capable of that. So right now, it seems to cool just fine. My intake air temps are, where they should be. But I have a feeling once I start getting higher in boost, that it's not going to keep up. So that's one reason why I wanted the water meth kit. Now, second thing is with the water meth kit, I don't believe the water meth kit helps you make power. I believe it helps you, well, I should say help you make power. I don't believe the water meth kit alone makes power. It allows you the ability to make more power by turning up the boost and have better timing and stuff like that. Once I'm with the E85, it'll have its own cooling effect, and I shouldn't really need the water meth. That's why I plan on running it through the Holley just to make sure it turns it off. So with all that said and out of the way, let's get to it. Okay, so the plan for this water meth, I plan on trying to install it in this little cavity right here behind the driver's side headlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bracket that goes from here over to here, and then I'm going to have it go from up here up to probably this hole over here, and then there's another bolt hole that's kind of up there a little bit. Let's see if it shows up on the camera. Yeah, it's where that yellow wire is right there, which is my ground. So I'm gonna have the bracket go up there, and then my plan is to kind of have it sit like this on the bracket. That way I can run the drain, I'm not trying to sit the drain, but the feed from the tank to the pump like that, and then it should go that way. So let's get to it. Okay, so I got part of the bracket made. Started to get too late, and I want to keep cutting, piss off my neighbors during the middle of the week, but that's kind of how it is on the back. I'm gonna flip it over. Alrighty, so that's how it is on the front. So it should sit in there something like this. And then once I finish making the other brackets that are bolted in, that attach to that, then we should be good. But I want to show you guys something. So I got this press brake from Harbor Freight, and this thing bends fantastically. I wish I would have had this thing when I used to bend, well, I would say when I made my seat brackets for the hatch, because that would have made that very easy, making a bracket for that damn Kirky seat. But that's one. Let's see where my other one's at. All right, and then here's my other bracket. So I need to cut this one down a little bit. Same for that one there. But yeah, I love this thing. It does a great job. Okay, I hope this comes up on camera, but got the bracket made. that is going to bolt to the chassis. I don't know, I said chassis, but let's say radiator support. So there's a bolt up there. Then I'm going to put another bolt down there. Then there's one there, and then you can see there's one there. So the next thing I'm gonna have to try to figure out is how I'm going to put the other bracket above this and still be able to get the bolts in the water meth tank and pump. Okay, so bracket's pretty much all mocked up. I'm gonna finish tacking everything together. Well, we need tacking everything together. I mean, finish welding everything together because it's for the most part just tacked up, but it'll work. So now I can get to really setting up this water meth kit. All right, bracket is made. It's a little hot right now, so I'm gonna let it cool off. And then while I'm letting this cool off, I'm gonna start getting the tank and the pump ready to mount. So what I decided I'm gonna do to make it easier to put the tank and the pump on, because it's gonna be hard to get behind these things after I do mount the bracket in, is I'm gonna just put rev nuts in here, 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 here. So I'm gonna use about 7 rib nuts. So, but like I said, while this is cooling off, I'm gonna go ahead and start working on the tank, put the level sensor in it, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so here's a level sensor. I tested it with the meter because I was curious on how it worked. Instructions weren't too clear, but it seems like when it's like this, that's when it knows that it's empty. So it's a bobber type of system. So if it's floating up, then it knows it's full, or not full, well, full, but knows it's not at the low level sensor. But I did notice once it gets to about right there, let's say about right there, it starts to register that it's going off. So I tested with a meter and I was getting tone through the wires telling me that this is about where it's going to activate at. So that way, when I put it in here, I know how low I want to go versus if it's already at the bottom. So I think I'm going to go probably like right around there when I drill this into the tank. Okay, so level sensor is installed. I'm not seeing any water leaking. That's where it, it obviously goes to the pump, but just wanted to check that out and see. Okay, not sure how good this is showing up on camera, but here is the fitting that goes into the pump. Basically, you have to use their thread sealer that comes with it, because since this is water meth, it's not good for Teflon tape. So basically, you just kind of put this on like you would put on, I guess thread sealer, like Loctite. That's what I meant to think of. So to me, it looks like it's the same thing as Loctite. So you put it on that thread and then you screw it into the pump, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so I placed the pump and bracket and everything in there, just sitting in there. It's not bolted in or anything like that, just so I can have an idea of kind of how it's going to sit. And then now I'm trying to figure out, okay, how I'm going to run my lines. So what I think I'm going to do is run the lines down underneath the radiator across the bar that supports my coil packs. And then since I have a 2-stage kit, it has a solenoid. So I think what I'm going to do is put the solenoid like right in here. That way I can put the T-fitting kind of over here a little bit. So solenoid, I guess I'll just leave it laying in there. Make it easy for the visual. So solenoid there. And then I need to tee it off for one to go to the solenoid and then one to go to the main nozzle. So I think I'm gonna stick that one over here somewhere. That way the line just runs over. And then from here, the top fitting, it can go up to the main nozzle. Now, according to the instructions on the kit, they said the best placement would be after the blow-off valve. So what I think I'm going to do is put my nozzles somewhere here and one on the bottom here. That way it's still far enough from the throttle body to, I guess, atomize out, so it's a full spray and not any kind of liquid going into the throttle body. So that's the plan. Let's see if I can execute it. Okay, I got the pipe tapped for the nozzle. I put one on the bottom and I got another one on the top. And then you still have to use here's the nozzle holders. So you still have to use that thread sealant on every thread, even if it goes into the intake. All because of the methane in the kit. Okay, so I got the nozzles installed back on the intake tube. So first stage right there. Second stage is on the bottom. So, and then it comes with this check valve, has a little arrow on it. So I'm going to install that on the first stage. On the second stage, it's controlled by a solenoid, so it shouldn't be any boost pressure bleeding back into the system. Okay, so the kit is completely mocked up. All right, got the first stage nozzle there. Second stage nozzle there. It goes to the solenoid that is down there on the bottom that is hooked up. And then I have it wrapped around to hit that. And then, which I probably already showed, but the line runs down there. And I have it just coming up to right there. And then the whole kit is going to be tucked right into that fender well right there. If anything, I'll have to use like a funnel to fill it, but at least it's down and out of the way. All right, so I think this is going to conclude part 1. Okay, so after editing the videos, I noticed I still had some time left, so I decided to keep it going. Here's the bracket all painted and with all the rib nuts installed. So pretty much what I'm about to do right now is start permanently mounting everything. Okay, so I got the bracket mounted in there. All the rib nuts clear with no problem, so that should be no issue. Now I'm about to install the pump. Now I didn't want all these red wires these red tubes just showing everywhere, so I used split loom to cover up the red tube. And on this side, I knew I had to run the wire for the solenoid, so I just kind of ran it with this tube to keep it over so it can run over there and be hidden. Now, the one thing I can tell you about this kit so far that I do not like is they don't give you enough wires for anything. Knowing the fact that you got to put the gauge on the inside, you would think they would make these kits just a little bit longer in the wires. I mean, some of these things, like this one here, like I'm gonna put this one in a minute. Where did I put it at? Oh, it's right here. So this is the pressure sensor for the gauge. I mean, that's all they give you. And you got to run that all the way to the gauge from the motor. Like, this is kind of dumb. So, but I just want to tell y'all about that. Okay, so tank and everything is permanently mounted. Here is the, make sure I'm getting this on camera. Here is the pressure switch. Basically what I did was I had to tee it into my wastegate line. And then here's all the wiring for the pump. I get some better angles in there. So what I'm going to do is, the reason why this is sitting here is I'm going to test this to make sure everything's pumping fine before I put the intake on, just to kind of spray water through the system, clear anything out that might be in there. All right, so then I ran the line down on the bottom, which you can't see, which is a good thing. And then I put it over. So we ran over here. That's the line. So basically I wrapped the line with all this stuff, as you can see earlier. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I didn't want to spray water all over my engine bay, so I decided to put a little water bottle there. So let's test it. So to test this, I am just going to touch it on the alternator. So let's see. I hear the pump priming. And there is water through the line. Alrighty. So, I think that is going to conclude today's video because I am out of wire to run it to the inside. So I gotta go to the store. Alrighty, everybody. So it looks like the video cut off at the very end. So that will conclude part 1 of the Snow Performance Water Methanol Kit install on my C10. So, like always, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next Adventures of Kenny. Peace.
Thank you all for watching this here video.